Because in order for you to usher in the lie, you have to remove the truth. You have to begin to silence the truth, suppress the truth, and then cause people to believe that the truth is a lie. And then therefore you can peddle in the lie and the people will receive it as true. Deception. The Bible warns against great deception in the last days. And right now we're seeing massive deception and delusions. Anytime you think that a man can actually be a woman and a woman can actually be a man, when geneticist says that's really impossible. Anytime you see where we are a country, we're a capitalist country, we have been the prime jewel of the earth. Why? Because we have Christian values, and as some say, Judeo values, and I'm going to touch on that person in a moment. But because of our value system, and because of our, not just innovation, but because of our belief system, we were very strong. But once we began to invite other ideologies, tie that in, and then suppress the truth. Remember, it was in the 60s that prayer in the Bible was removed from public school systems. It was in the 60s when there was a big push for sexual revolution, and you didn't have to be within the confines of marriage. It was in the 60s when the push became where marriage was easy to, it was an easy divorce, whereby in the 50s you had to bring proof. Like proof he's cheating, you had to bring evidence to the court before you can get a divorce. The judge would give you other things that you could possibly do. So divorce was not just, hey, I'm just going to get one. It was a very big deal. Yeah, that push happened in the 60s, followed by the 70s. Of course, we had Roe v. Wade. We had the second wave of the women's lib. All these things brought us here. And now we are voting for people who have said historically, nonstop, that we don't want you, America, to exist. And one of the things that I remember hearing was one guy who was very proud to say, listen, we're still having babies. Y'all don't have babies no more. We have families. We're growing. We're the fastest population, and we're doing it right here in your face. And you know what? Sadly, he was right. But let's get back to the truth teller. In order for you to usher in the lie, you have to remove the truth. And so with CK, he was a truth teller. He was a man of values. He was a man of morals. He was a man. And while some people are trying to create the narrative that, oh my goodness, he was a racist. At this point, you're a racist. How about that? What about that? You're the. What I found is the people who are always saying racist, those are the ones who typically are the racist. The Bible says to the pure, all things are pure. To the impure, nothing is pure. So when you're thinking like that, you typically think others are thinking like that. But let's get back to his body of work. This man was a truth teller, and he was after the hearts of the youth of tomorrow. Tomorrow's senators, tomorrow's presidents, tomorrow's people who are going to be lawmakers and game changers in our country so that our children can be safe and our children and grandchildren can prosper. Our America can continue to prosper. He wanted that, and he embodied his Christian values. He embodied his American values. And so if you are trying to overthrow that, you want to remove somebody like that out of the way. Let's just be clear. Typically in society, in our history, anytime there was a truth teller that was going against the narrative that the powers that be didn't want to happen, well, we didn't see them anymore suddenly. And then ushers in, who do you know? Here she comes, Miss She Who Shall Not Be Named. She comes in, and what does she do? I said this from day one. She harnessed the energy. Witchcraft I'm speaking of. She harnessed the energy, she harnessed the influence, and she harnessed the power. And within first 3 days, she had you questioning everything. Within a week, Erica was part of some type of collusion, some type of narrative that she was pushing, because she would never tell you exactly what she's saying. She'll say it skillfully because she's very skilled. And speaking, communications is very much one of her big talents. However, she's been telling you and feeding you a whole bunch of misinformation and disinformation purposefully, and you're eating it. Why? Because she's, over the years, have yoked herself with truth tellers, your Charlie Kirks, your Ben Shapiro's, your Dennis Prager. And regardless of what you feel about them now, think 10 years ago. PragerU was a big deal on social media. Ben Shapiro was a big deal on social media. Charlie Kirk Same thing on social media. And so these were big, giant, known for truth telling. And so she yoked herself with the right people all of a sudden. Because remember, she was a liberal. I'm convinced she always has been. And then all of a sudden she popped up, Beam, I'm a Christian and now I'm conservative. I never bought it, but that's what she sold. And so she strategically yoked herself to Kirk, yoked herself to Prager, yoked herself to Shapiro. And at least with Shapiro and with Kirk, they had to let that girl go. Interestingly enough, because for some reason, for the people who are sitting here following every detail, every word that she says, for some reason, and when she came up with, once he passed away, oh my goodness, I'm his best friend, and I'm going to look into this, and I'm going to leave no stone, and people are like, yeah, she's going to do something about it. This is the honey that got fired. This is the honey that he stays away from. Don't misunderstand his courtesy and kindness for, oh, he approved of this. And then without any respect to his wife, now within 60 days, she had you 30, she had you questioning on whether or not the wife was in it. You know what I want you to question? Whether or not she was in it. I said that from day one. Because it was immediate she went to work. Immediate from day 1, day 2, day 3. She began to cause so much of a ruckus to where people no longer believed in the investigation. They didn't believe in Trump. They didn't believe in MAGA. They didn't believe in the Conservative Party. She did all of this within 30 days. Yeah, I believe she was a part of this. I really do. She may not have known the person who was going to do it or the day it was going to happen, but I believe that she had a head start because they needed to remove the truth teller to put something else in its place. And a deceiver often looks like a truth teller, but they're not. Please do instead of you taking your time to follow, like, catch that pigeon, it's over there. Oh no, it's over there. Oh, it might be over there. Oh, what else is she doing today? While she's distracting you and tantalizing you and captivating you, she's also messing with your mind to the point where we're voting for men like him. Because if you notice, now her stance on the Islamists and Muslims here is not as strong. It's kind of softened, isn't it? We should all be able to get along. Now, if you're a true Christian, you know that's not ever going to happen. Jesus don't do a coexist thing. He is Lord. Why would he? He's the almighty, sovereign, eternal, intelligent designer of all things. Why would he coexist with false gods? And so now she has people, she's captivated people. That's just like when Beyonce was saying, I'm a Christian. Taylor Swift, I'm a Christian. Katy Perry, I'm a Christian. Remember that? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, yeah, that's what she's doing right now. And it's sad to see this. Listen, and now you are going ham against this woman you've never met. What's her name? Forgive me, Erica Kirk. You're going ham against a woman who just lost a husband, the leader of her home, the father of her children, the love of her life, and now you have all these accusations, and you have basically said that she's part of it. She's cheating on him, and you have all these things that you're saying against this woman. At the hands of her, she who shall not be named, the Pied Piper, who is in your ear telling you things. See, manipulation and mind control often happens unbeknownst to you. And that's what she's doing. She's skilled in her words. No one can ever doubt that. But she's lying to you. And instead of you feeling as though, well, I'm going to tell you something, and instead of you coming with your infused hate that I'm going to delete, why don't you just research it? Research it and prove me wrong. Cite your works. Research it. Because what she's giving you is not truth. It sounds sort of kind of like truth. Yeah, typical of Satan.